What's up guys, and welcome back to another tutorial. In this tutorial, this is what we want to do in this tutorial. As you guys can see, it's a pleat design, but here is a welt pocket. On the picture you see on the screen, the only difference is that this blue fabric is going to be underneath, right? It's going to be underneath the placket. It's going to be underneath the welt pocket instead of above, right? That's the only difference. This one is going to be. And after you're done with your stitch, all you have to do is just to join it to your bodice and your design is ready. If you like the video, make sure you give the video a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are yet to subscribe to the channel. Without further ado, let's get into the tutorial. What's up guys, so welcome. This is my outfit. I already cut this just like the way you're going to cut your senator, the armhole and everything. This is the front part in which you're going to do the design. So make sure you're working with the wrong side and the right side of your fabric. So here is my wrong side. This is the wrong side of my fabric. So first thing you want to do is to understand where the design is going to be. So it's going to be on the front pocket, which is going to be on the left side. Don't make that mistake. This is going to be the left side. So if I'm wearing it, this is going to be the right side and this is going to be the left side. So our pocket is going to be on the left side of the outfit, as you can see right here. So all you have to do is just to measure the length in which it is going to be. So for an adult, our length from here, we are still going to overlap the shoulder by 2 inches here, 2 inches overlap. So I'm going to take out 2 inches from that top. So from the top, 2 inches extra outside. So from there, I'm going to measure where the pocket is going to be. It's going to be at 9.5 inches. 9.5 inches, I'm going to just use my pencil to just mark that. That's where it's going to be. So from the back also, it's going to be at 9.5 inches. So basically, this is the back side, this side, right? It's going to be at 9.5 inches as well. From here, minus 2 inches, so 9.5 inches. This is my 9.5 inches. You can see that. So exactly this angle. So from this center point, as you can see right here, from this center point, it's going to start from between my chest. This is the center point of the outfit. Between my chest and where the pocket is going to start is going to give a gap of 2 inches. 2 inches gap. So here, that's my 2 inches. My pencil keep popping out. Okay, 2 inches gap. After I get that 2 inches gap, the total wideness of my pocket is going to be at 3.5 inches. As you can see right here, 3.5 inches. That's my total wideness. The reason why I'm doing all of this measurement is so that I can add my interfacing to this bag. And the total height of the opening is going to be at a total of 3/4 of an inch. Like 3/4 of an inch. Just somewhere there. From here. 3/4 of an inch. I think that 3/4 is too much. I'm going to reduce it by 0.7 of an inch just here. You can see that 0.7 of an inch here also, 0.7 of an inch. Just make sure you get the right measurement, 0.7, which is going to be here. So from here as well, 0.7 of an inch. The pencil keep breaking. So this particular frame that I just marked right now, I'm going to add an interfacing to that place so that it's going to make it a little bit thicker, right? I'm going to add an interfacing to that place before I'll start my sketch at the front. So at this front right now, don't forget we said here, it's going to start from 2 inches, right? Our pocket is going to start from 2 inches. So from here, and the total wideness of our pocket is going to be at a total of 3.5 inches, right? So 3.5, you see what I have? That's where my pocket is going to be. 3.5 by, you see that? So the next thing I'm going to do right here is I'm going to make a straight line at this place. Just a straight line, that's where my pocket is going to just follow. Straight line all the way like this. See that? I believe you guys can see that straight line from here to this place. That's where our pocket is going to be. So now let's do the pocket itself. So now just add your interfacing to this place. That's as simple as it's going to be. Add your interfacing. So here, this is the fabric we are going to be using for our pocket. So in order to do that, the first thing is to add a pieces of interfacing at these edges. Just the edge. Make sure you're working with the wrong and the right side. This is the wrong side. And this is also the wrong side. So add an interfacing to this edge and also this edge. So if you take a closer look at this, I just add an interfacing to the edges, you can see. So you can see right here, I use just a paper stay, a paper gum. You can see what I have, just a paper gum. And if you look at the back panel, you can see I had an interfacing to that side also. So this is where we are focusing on. But here, in order to actually get the design in which we are making, you can see here, I just add an interfacing to this side. This will be the upper part. This will be the one that's going to be at the up, right? This will be the one at the top. So that's very important, don't forget that. So I did not fold that one, but this one that is going to be at the down part, right? This is the one that is going to like layer above, just like this. This is the one that's going to go inside and do the turn up that we need. This is our exact pocket opening, right? This is our exact pocket opening. You see what I have here is the exact pocket opening. So this particular one now, after I fold it, if you're not doing any design, you're going to leave it like this. But because of the design we are doing, we want this tip to show this fabric design that we are using, right? So I'm going to simply cut out this part. This edge right here, I'm going to cut it out. Just that shape. Just this particular shape. I follow this process so that you can understand that just the design we are doing is what, if you're doing like the normal one you used to do, you're going to follow the same process exactly like this. You can see once I cut this part out, what I'm going to do now is basically simple. I'm going to cut exactly the size of this fabric, exactly the size of this fabric plus a little bit of allowance, right? Just something like this. You see that? Just this. I'm going to cut this out just like this. It's a little bit of allowance for the sewing. You can see just like this. And I'm going to add an interfacing to this one, just a little bit of interfacing, and I'm going to stitch it to this place. I'll just stitch it straight just like this. I'm going to leave a little bit of gap at that edge just like this. I'm going to stitch it, then I'm going to do the exact this thing that I did. I'm going to do it back. So just stitch it, add your interfacing, stitch it, do a turn up and do your fold, so that a little bit of this is going to show at the tip of the pocket, at the tip of the pocket. So let me go and do this and show you guys. So here you can see what I have. So I just fold this. In order to do this, all you have to do is just to join the fabric you want to use as your turn up, join it to the edges. You can see. So after joining it, I'm going to, you see the stitch here, I'm going to fold it inside first, exactly the measurement of the opening of our pocket. That's what I fold inside. Then I'm going to still fold it inside again till I can see these straight tiny pieces. And on the second one, I just left that one open like this. I'm not stitching that part. So now the next thing is just to get the center point of this, fold the fabric together just like this and get your center point. So once that is done, the next thing is to do the pleat for the pocket design. The total wideness of our pocket is 3.5 inches, right? 3.5 inches, the total wideness of the pocket. So now in order to do that pleat, I'm going to cut a total of 8 inches so that I can fold 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch, and everything is going to still give me 3.5 inches. So I'm going to cut 8 inches, and the length that I'm going to cut under the pocket is going to reach around here. The length that I'm going to be having is going to be at I think 5 inches is okay. 5 inches by 3.5 inches. So I'm going to cut 8 inches and pleat it to 3.5 inches. So now here is the fabric. So as you can see, I cut both of this and this together exactly the same size. This is the one that's going to reflect underneath the pleat, right? So this is the wrong side and this is the right side. This is exactly what we want. It's going to be exactly underneath this pocket, just like this. We're going to use this to hold it down. So now what you have to understand is that we are going to have to slant this pocket side. We're going to slant this in order to give us the illusion of that pleat design that went down. So from here, all I'm going to do based on the pleat, I'm going to leave around 2 inches at this place, 2 inches here. You see that? So from that 2 inches, I'm going to simply make a straight slant. You don't have to be too accurate, or you can simply just chalk it round. So from this edge right here, just going to make a straight cut like this. See what I have? This is exactly what we need. So after that is done, the next thing is to simply, from this wrong side, make sure the right side is facing the right side, just like this. You can see that. Make sure the right side is facing the right side. And I'm going to simply stitch this, this. I'm going to leave the top part, so just stitch it all the way straight. Then we can do a turn up. So basically, after stitching it, you see what I have. This part can be a little bit tricky, so make sure you stitch this and you turn it. So once I turn, pinpoint all of these edges. Sure all of the edges are pointed out, just like this. See that? Take your time. You see that? And when I turn this to the front, this is exactly what I'm supposed to be having. See here? So this is exactly what we're going to still pleat underneath the pocket. You see what I have? So I'm just going to take this to the ironing table, iron it, and make sure it is very, very balanced. And we are going to fold our pleat. So in order to just do the pleating, it's basically very simple. Just like this from here. You see? Fold this, iron it down. You see that? Then you still take this inside just a little bit, just like this. Fold it like this, iron it down. You see what I'm doing? You can see that the blue is showing at the side, and also here you're going to do the same thing. Just fold, but the total thing you are going to like leave from this part has to be a total of 3.5 inches for our pocket. 3.5 inches in total. So your pleats can be like around 3 or 4 or 5, depending on the amount of fabric you leave for the extension. That's what will determine the amount of pleats you're going to take out. But here, I'll just manage to take out like 3 to 4 pleating on this one. So here, after we are done with the pleats with the pocket design, you see, just 3.5 inches exactly at under our pocket. You see that? Exactly under the pocket. So once that is done, the next thing is to go to the sewing machine now. So don't forget, we have 3.5 here. So from the center point, from this center point we measure, you're going to divide your 3.5 into 2 places, just like this. Fold your tape into 2. 3.5 into 2 places. Make sure the edges is sharp. You see that? That's 1/3 of an inch. From this center point right here, place your 1/3 here. I'm going to mark it at this place, and I'm going to mark my 3.5 at this place as well. You see, this is where I'm going to start my stitch from, all the way from this down part all the way down. And also here you can see that I already measured this one as well. That's where I'm going to start my stitch from. So now let's go to the sewing machine. I'm going to simply place this under here, place this above it. You can see I'm going to place this above it exactly from the center point. Make sure this is exactly at our 3.5 inches, and I'm going to start my stitch all the way here. Make sure this goes all the way here. I'm going to start my stitch all the way like this, then I can do my turn up and simply do my closing as well. So let's go to the sewing table to do the finishing. So right here now, all you have to do is just to place this at that exact point, which our 3.5, that's our pleat. You're going to place our pleat first. Then I'll pull my pocket over it just here from the center point. So make sure the 3.5 starts from where we mark and it ends at where we mark, just like that. So I'm going to stitch the first 7.5 inch all the way like this, you see, and I'm going to lock it just like that. You see what I'm having here? You see that? Just like that. So the next one, I'm going to place the other one that we did not fold, right? Start the 3.5 from where we mark and end it at where we mark. So I'm going to stitch it from inside, just like, make sure it goes underneath the fabric a little bit, because we're stitching the tip. We're stitching that exact measurement, so make sure this go underneath the fabric a little bit. You're going to stitch exactly that same measurement on top of it and end it there. You see that? Lock it. So we have, so after that is done, all we're going to do now is to simply cut it open. You can see what I have at the back. So here from the front, open it together just like this. From the center point, then make your notch. Make your notch like that. And now from that notch area, I'm going to simply go to the beginning. I believe you already know, some of you that are not on this channel, I've did several videos on how to do a welt pocket. Just from like this, I'm going to go to where we start our stitch and make a notch at that place. I'm going to zoom in closer so that you guys can see that place. I'm going to notch it to that first stitch, right? And also here, I'm going to notch it to that beginning of the stitch for the underneath one also, just like this. If you're enjoying this tutorial so far, you should smash the like button. You should. And you should subscribe to the channel if you're a first timer here. See that? And also here, I'm going to do the same thing. Just make your notch from the start, the first stitch right here. Notch it to the stitch, just like that. See that? Notch it to the stitch, and also here, notch it to the stitch. See that? So we have, and after that is done, the next thing is to simply push everything inside, just like this. So I have here, like this, here, push it inside, and also this one, just the pocket itself. Push the pocket also inside. See that? So make sure you balance the whole inside. So after that, let's go to the ironing table, because this is the most important part. Let me show you from the front panel. You can see what I'm having in the front. You can see what I'm having in the front. So this is the most important part. We have to take this to the ironing table and give it a thorough ironing, so everything is going to be balanced as possible. This particular piece requires a serious ironing. I'm going to trim out the pleat fabric a little bit so we can have something to work on here. See that? Just a little bit. So let's go to the ironing table and balance everything up. You see what we are having is almost ready so far. It's almost ready. You see this? This is exactly what we are supposed to be having. So let's go to the ironing table and do the balancing. I'm loving this so far. It actually came out very clean and nice. So here, from the inside, first from the back side, I'm going to fold this like this. You can see what I'm doing. Take your time. Push this inside first, which is the back one. Right? Push it inside. You see that? And this one also, push it inside. See that? See that? Now take this back, turn it to the back, fold this exactly how it's supposed to be. You see that? Our pocket, and give it a good ironing. Make sure you iron this place. Then the overlay fabric, right? You're going to put it on top of it, right? Put it on top. Then if I turn it to the front, you can see what I'm having. You can see what I'm having in the front here. So take your time to iron this very well. Push it forward. Make sure it is closed very well. That place is very important. Make sure it is closed. Iron it from this top also. Make sure everything is aligned to the right position they're supposed to be, and everything is exactly the same size, right? And from the edge, the notch that we make from the cutting of the inside, right? The edge, we are going to stitch and lock those edges together. And also this place, we're going to lock both edges together. So let's go to the sewing machine again. Just from here, you see that? The tip notch that we cut out. Just hold it together. Make sure you align the fabric very well. You see that? Push it inside. See? Then we are going to lock that stitch. Just lock it. Lock that part. Once that is locked, this other side, you see what I'm having? You see how clean that part is looking? See? So I'm going to come to this side as well. Pinpoint the edges. You see that? Make sure it is balanced as possible. This place requires very good attention actually. This place requires attention. Push the notch out very well. Make sure it is balanced. You can see what I'm doing. Hold it together. You can see that. Then lock the edge. You can see that. Just lock the edge. Just take your time. You don't have to rush any of this process. This is the most important part when you're making a welt pocket. So once that edge is locked, all you have to do is just to lock the entire pocket itself. But I used to like lock each of the edges separately. So this is what I'm going to have in the front. And all I have to do now is to give it a good ironing. You see what I have here? See how smooth that is looking. So from the back, all you have to do now is to basically lock that edge. Depending on how you want it, 4-corner or shape, I'm just going to place this like this. And just run a round stitch, just like this. See that? Just a round stitch. I'm just going to trim out the fabric. Let's trim out the fabric. And our pocket is ready. As simple as A, B, and C. See that? See what we have? So this is going to be our final result. This is exactly what it's going to be. Take this to the ironing table, give it a good ironing. Make sure it is balanced. Then you can simply join your shoulder, join your sleeve. This is what you're going to be having as a final result. You can join your shoulder, join your sleeve, and everything is ready. If you enjoyed the video so far, you see what the welt pockets look like. If you enjoyed the tutorial so far, this is what the back is also going to look like, right? If you enjoyed the tutorial so far, make sure you smash the like button and make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you are yet to subscribe to the channel, go ahead and do that. Smash the like button, subscribe, and I will see you in the next tutorial. Peace, and do have a lovely day.